With the IDF deep in the heart of Gaza, the city of Khan Yunis is now almost completely destroyed, and the IDF are now setting their sights on Rafah, the last remaining stronghold of the Hamas terrorists. According to reports, Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is no longer commanding the terrorists and is now just concerned for his own safety, and for very good reason. With actual proof coming out about the UN organization UNRWA being actively involved in the October 7th massacre, Israel is now looking for a replacement to send humanitarian aid into Gaza. All this and a whole lot more here on today's show. Stay tuned. I'm Justin, and this is the Israel Guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. Before we jump into the news for today, what's happening in Israel? There's a lot going on. Make sure to subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube or other platforms. Give us a follow wherever you're watching. Also, like this video, hit the notification bell so you never miss any of the episodes that we're bringing to you every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. Also, follow us on our other social media platforms. Guys, I want to tell you about something really, really exciting before we jump into the show. We have a huge, massive raffle going on right now. We are giving away tons of Israel Guys merch. We're giving away Israel Guys t-shirts, West Bank t-shirt, an Israel hat, several wristbands, which you might not have seen before, several books written by my brother Luke and Ben, also Zach Waller, and a Biblical Heartland tumbler. You can see all these things on the screen there. All you have to do to enter this raffle and to win all of these things is to sign up for our email list, which you can do very easy. Just click the link in the description below, enter your email, sign up for our email list, and you're in. You're entered to win all of this merch. Guys, we'll be picking the winner of the raffle at the end of the month and then giving away all of these products. Do not miss out on this incredible opportunity. You can just click the link in the description below to enter the raffle today. So, what's going on in Gaza? There's a lot on the news right now, a lot going on. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, he held a press conference in Tel Aviv on Monday. At the press conference, he stated that the IDF are full on the way to Rafah, the last stronghold of the Hamas terrorists. He said the IDF's operations against Hamas in Khan Yunis, quote, is progressing and achieving its goals. Our forces operate on the ground in most of the territory of the Gaza Strip. He went on to say, he kept going, he said, 18 Hamas battalions are dismantled. About half of the Hamas terrorists have been killed or seriously wounded. The forces are moving with courage and professionalism in the tunnels that were once the safest places for the terrorists. And now we are increasing the pressure on the terrorists and the leaders of the terrorist organizations. He said the tunnels were the safest place for the terrorists. Thank God they're not the safest places for them anymore. There's lots of reports of different ways that the IDF are using to get the terrorists out of the tunnels. One of them being pumping seawater into the tunnels to get the terrorists out. So thank God the IDF is moving forward, doing very well in Gaza. Hopefully they will be able to destroy Hamas very soon. Hamas will be 100% eradicated from the earth, the evil, horrible terrorist organization. That is, if the United States or the rest of the world does not stop them with what the United States is doing right now. We're going to get into that later on today's show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. According to JNS, Israeli intelligence suggests that Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is preoccupied with his own survival and no longer commands the terror group. Yoav Gallant adding that the IDF, quote, continues to pursue him. So they're still on the lookout for Yahya Sinwar, who, according to reports, he's most likely surrounded himself with hostages. But they're still looking for him. They will find him and bring him to justice. Gallant went on to say, quote, Every terrorist hiding in Rafah should know that his end will be like those in Khan Yunis, Gaza City, or any other place in the Gaza Strip. Surrender or death. There's no third choice. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also spoke to soldiers at the IDF Armored Corps Memorial Site and Museum in Latrun, which is just west of Jerusalem. He promised a quote, mortal blow against the axis of evil. Iran, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and of course, Hamas. He went on to say, total victory is essential because it ensures the security of Israel. Total victory is the only way in which we can ensure additional historic peace agreements, which await. One need only to think of what would happen without total victory. The displaced will not return. The next massacre will only be a matter of time, and Iran, Hezbollah, and others will simply celebrate here and destroy the Middle East. He went on to say that the Israeli government will not stop the war without achieving this goal of total victory, which will restore security to both the South and the North. I sincerely hope, with all my heart, I'm praying that the Israeli government will have the strength to be able to do what they need to do, to be able to accomplish this goal that Netanyahu is talking about, this goal of total victory over Hamas. They can't listen to what the United States administration is saying, what the Biden administration is saying, trying to call for a two-state solution, trying to talk about a ceasefire. They cannot listen to what the rest of the world is saying. They need to be strong. They need to do what they need to do to accomplish this goal, this very vital, very important goal that Netanyahu is talking about of total victory over Hamas. It's not just good for Israel. It's not just good for the Middle East, for the whole region. It's good for the entire world. Guys, we're going to talk about how Israel is trying to find a replacement for the horribly corrupt organization UNRWA. But first, let me introduce you to the Israel Bible Book of Psalms, Pray Like David edition. This book of Psalms is in both Hebrew and English with a verse-by-verse English transliteration. That right there is more than 30,000 Hebrew words made accessible to you, allowing you to read, pronounce, and understand every single Hebrew word of the Psalms. Reading Psalms brings comfort and strength to the heart and soul, and now you can read them in King David's original words in Hebrew. For a limited time, our friends at Israel 365 are extending an exclusive discount to the viewers of the Israel Guys. Click the link in the description below to buy the Israel Bible Book of Psalms for only $29.99, nearly 40% off the retail price of $49.99. Dive into the Psalms, walk in the footsteps of King David, and pray with renewed passion and understanding. With the Israel Bible Book of Psalms, Pray Like David edition, you'll pray like you never have before. Click the link in the description below to buy your own copy of the Israel Bible Book of Psalms today. So Israel is looking for a replacement for UNRWA. UNRWA is the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, created for Palestinians. Okay, according to Arutz Sheva, Netanyahu has ordered IDF Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi and the military to find other alternatives to the reliance on UNRWA in all matters related to humanitarian aid in Gaza. According to the report citing senior members of the Security Cabinet, Netanyahu has given Halevi until the end of the week to find such alternatives. This move right here that Netanyahu is doing, trying to find a replacement, it follows, if you've been keeping up with the news, you've probably heard about this, the bombshell Israeli intelligence report that came out a couple weeks ago. It was shared with the Biden administration. This report that found out that about 10% of the 13,000 employees of UNRWA in Gaza are Hamas members. Crazy. At least 12 UNRWA employees actively participated in the October 7th massacre, leading to more than a dozen countries, including the US and the UK, to suspend funding to the agency. Thankfully, they suspended funding. The Israeli Foreign Ministry is looking to redirect aid to the Palestinians through the World Food Program, an organization within the United Nations that provides food assistance worldwide. This is one of the options that they're looking at. Another option they're looking to would be to possibly funnel the support through U.S. aid, an independent agency of the United States government that is primarily responsible for administering civilian foreign aid and development assistance. Unfortunately, most of the time, U.S. aid is helping the Palestinians. Town just down the street from us has a huge U.S. aid sign right in the roundabout. They built the whole road there. Both of these international organizations are listed in an Israeli Foreign Ministry paper being prepared to offer alternatives to UNRWA, just possible options that they're looking at. They haven't decided on anything yet to replace the UNRWA. Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz tweeted on Sunday, quote, "We are actively working to disengage UNRWA from Gaza. They are part of the problem and not part of the solution." 100%. So they're trying to find a replacement for UNRWA. We'll see what happens in the coming days. So, surprise, surprise. The Biden administration is once again playing a double part in talking out of both sides of their mouth. Shocking, I know, crazy. So this is a report from the Times of Israel. Their headline ran like this. They said, quote, "While U.S. won't say it wants ceasefire, it seeks humanitarian pause, it can turn permanent." Again, while U.S. won't say it wants ceasefire, it seeks humanitarian pause, it can turn permanent. The article started out like this. Quote, "As the Israel-Hamas war reaches its 4th month, the Biden administration is not shifting from its public opposition to a permanent ceasefire in the Gaza Strip." Quote, "We don't believe that right now a general ceasefire is the best approach," White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said in late January. Instead of a permanent ceasefire, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan reiterated Sunday that Washington is seeking, quote, "a sustained pause in hostilities to get the remaining hostages out of Gaza and funnel more humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip." All sounds pretty good, right? However, the article goes on. They said, however, the administration is also hoping to use this still elusive extended pause to negotiate a more permanent ceasefire in Gaza, which a senior U.S. official told the Times of Israel on Monday would allow the administration to advance regional initiatives that include an Israeli-Saudi Arabia normalization agreement and the creation of a political horizon toward an eventual Palestinian state. Why is the Biden administration talking about a Palestinian state? Why are they not calling on Hamas to surrender? Why are they not encouraging the Israeli government to do the best they can to achieve total victory like we talked about earlier over Hamas? Instead, they want to look good on the public stage. So they're saying, no, we don't want a ceasefire. We want Israel to be able to continue. But then they're saying they want to look for a permanent ceasefire so there can be a Palestinian state. Another senior U.S. official said on Monday, quote, "If we get a humanitarian pause, we want to be in a position to move as quickly as possible on the various pieces of day after reconstruction of Gaza. Palestinian Authority reform, governance of Gaza, 2 states normalization, some of which are obviously quite difficult and quite complex." You don't say. Absolutely ridiculous. The Biden administration needs to stay out of it, mind their own business, or if they're going to be involved with what is going on in Israel, they need to encourage the Israeli government to do what they need to do to eradicate this evil scum of the earth, the evil Hamas terrorists from the face of the earth. Guys, you know I like to end the show on a positive note, so I have an epic video for you of the IDF demolishing a terror mosque in Gaza while chanting Shema Yisrael. Watch this.
נשמיד את המסגד בקריאת שמע ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו
Pretty epic, right? Guys, in conclusion, I know Luke talked about this on the show the other day, but the world is getting crazier and crazier. The Biden administration seems to be going crazier, standing against Israel. The world seems to be becoming more and more every day against Israel, becoming more and more anti-Semitic, more Jew-hating every day. I think right now we have to make a choice. Where are we going to stand? We need to ask ourselves the question, are we on the right side of history? We talk about how during the Holocaust, we would have made a stand against Nazi Germany. We would have joined the resistance. We would have stood up. We would have been that one person. We would have been that Corrie ten Boom that said, no, killing Jews is not okay. But guys, I believe we are living in a very similar time today. And we have a choice to make. Are we going to stand on the right side of history? Are we going to say, no, killing Jews is not okay? Guys, if we're not standing with Israel today, if we're not standing against Jew hatred, if we're not pushing Israel to do the best they can to achieve total victory over Hamas, then we wouldn't have stood up during the Holocaust either. That's just the way it is. We would not have stood up then either. Guys, don't forget to click on the link in the description below to get your own copy of the Israel Bible Book of Psalms. Also, if you want to enter our raffle, you can just click on the link in the description below to sign up for our email list. Don't forget to subscribe, get the conversation going down below. And as always, tune out the fake news and tune into what is actually happening here in the land of Israel. We'll be back every day, Monday through Friday, with your direct connection to the land and people of Israel.